Welcome. Tonight's program will dive deep into fringe knowledge of lost, hidden, and suppressed truths about the nature of our reality. The decoding process can be uncomfortable and at times frightening. However, you are not alone on this journey of understanding. Welcome to the Shadow Band Podcast.
That's definitely the best musical intro of all time.
And it's not even close, dude.
100%. Fire.
I'd put that up against anybody.
Yeah, dude. So what up? How you been?
Busy, brother. Very busy. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm just busy as one could ever be.
Busy's good.
Yeah.
Busy's good.
Yeah. Busy. I'm like tapped out of everything that's going on. I think I don't really know. I'm going through like some of the like notes that I have. Like, oh, this might have been cool to talk with. I'm like, I don't even remember putting this there.
You know, at least you're doing something productive though, you know.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like you're just tuned out and you're
No.
just like, you
Done
know.
that though, man. Sometimes it's just too much.
What, the conspiracies and
Yeah.
stuff?
And just everything that's going on, you're just like, nothing's true. Nothing is, can't believe anything. Don't want to know about anything. Just shut it off.
Yeah, I go through those phases to be honest with you, man. Sometimes it's just better to have your head in the sand, dude. What there's a term for that. Ignorance is bliss, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of nice to just wake up, not check the gram, not see what's going on, not see who Tucker Carlson's interviewing or whatever. It's just like, it's too much, man. I'm
Yep.
just going to go to work. I'm going to come home, eat my dinner, play some games, go to bed. It's
Oh
nice.
yes. Some seed oils, some highly
Yeah.
processed sugar. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's all
Yeah.
good.
It's good, man. Oh, but also just like focusing on me, being like, you know what? I'm not going to do the seed oils today. We're going to grill some red meat and some veggies on the grill. We're going to eat good. We're going to sit down. We're going to chill. We're going to play a board game with the kids. I just go to bed. It's kind of nice
Yeah.
and not be,
That's kind of like the thing with this type of show, right? It's like, you know, you want to like just go in, you want to make the clips, you just advertise and just be the guy who's like, you know, always on the information and how, you know what I mean? Like you want that because like it's exciting, right? Like it hits all the dopamine receptors when you look at the numbers and you're like, oh, the numbers are going up, right? And like it hits. But you're right. Sometimes, man, you know, like I've been playing this Mill Sim game, and you know, it's just nice to turn everything off and just like get consumed by some video games, bro. You know?
yeah, just unplug a little bit. The world is crazy. We're not really affecting it, but we're aware, It's
Yeah.
like I'm not going out and trying to take down Pam Bondi, but I'm aware. I'm aware. And that's it.
Yeah. You know, well, I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, see, we're at the point now, right? Where we know enough of this type of stuff where it's just part of reality, right? Like we live in a different reality. I want you to just think about this for a second. I want you to appreciate, all right? You're welcome, by the way, all right? Because like, let's go back to like 2019, okay? Before we started the pod, right? Like not to say you were like ignorant of everything, but like, you know, you just weren't, a lot of the stuff wasn't in your,
Bro, I knew 1% of what it was all just weird speculations and theories.
yeah,
That's it. I would just be like, maybe. I don't know. It's just uneasy feelings, but nothing concrete. Ever
yeah,
since you and I have been doing this. And
you
I had
know,
an even worse position before where I actually was researching everything and being like, oh,
Yeah, well, that's also exciting, right? When you're discovering these
Yeah.
things and you're realizing when the dots connect for the first time and you're like, "Wait a minute, there's some truth to that," right? And then like that's exciting,
Yeah.
But now look at you, right? Like you live in a different reality than you lived in 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
A totally different reality,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah. It was like, I felt like, and not to compare myself to Neo, but like him noticing a couple of things, you'd be like, huh, interesting. I don't know about that. And then all of a sudden, it's like Morpheus, like, poof, and you're out of the Matrix. But then now I like being in the Matrix, but just knowing I'm in it. You just
you
move differently.
it's like the guy in the Matrix that's like, just put me back in. I just want the stakes. I want the girls. I want the money, right? And he like sells out Neo, right? You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Now
talking
I would
about?
never do that.
Well,
I would.
some days I wake up, I'm like, fuck it,
Hey, if
like,
you're off the grid, I'm not reporting nothing to the FBI and the ATF. All right, your secret's safe with me, guys. But it's just like, yeah, I know that's an agent, and I
yeah.
stay away from that. You know?
Let me adjust this microphone a little bit here. There we go. Jeremy subscribed. Oh, what a doll. That's what's up, bro. Appreciate it. Oh,
Preach,
Skeeter did
dude.
make, yeah, you like the sign that one of the homies made?
Birds aren't real, bro. I love it. It's got a camera head,
Pretty sick.
bro. That is tight.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess that's the good thing about doing this show once a week, right? It's like we could tune out for a whole week, just live our lives like normal NPCs, right? With all the conspiracy information just like in the background of our reality, and then at least once a week we come and we're like, okay, let's think about these things,
Yeah,
So
you
kind of,
can. The information's on the periphery, and you go, "That's an agent." I know it. Want to see it. Let's. Oh, and we can talk about that. And then that's kind of weird. All right, we talk about that. It's in there.
yeah, it's
It's in
definitely
there.
in there. Speaking of that, I do have a couple of things that came up that I think are interesting. Now, I don't know if we could get a whole hour and a half out of this,
I got a
but
couple.
okay. Well, do you want to start, or do you want me to start with some of the ones that I found?
You go.
Hold on, let me scroll through here real quick. Da-da-da-da-da. There was where did it go? It was about the jab.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was about the jab. Where the hell did it go? Sorry, I lost my page.
I started eating unhealthy, and I got a freaking rash on my neck. Eczema's acting up.
You got the eczema, bro?
Yep.
Damn. Do like they did in Big Daddy, man. Just go get you a bag of
Catch you
frozen
later, Jeremy.
peas.
Yeah, I know.
A bag of frozen peas and just stick it on there. You're good to go. God, why do I keep getting pop-ups? Where the hell did my... I had it, bro. I had it. I swear I had it.
All right, I'll jump in here with a
Okay,
story.
you go ahead. Let me find this.
I don't know if I shared this before or not, but there's a lot of stuff. Obviously, we could beat the Jeffrey Epstein story to pieces, every single week. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff coming up about, can we trust Pam Bondi and can we trust the FBI? Whatever. Okay, right. So for whatever reason, her name keeps coming up in a whole bunch of different things, and I don't know if like I said, I don't know if I've shared this story. If I have, it's been a while. I don't remember. But back when I was with the Highway Patrol, we had an undercover trooper come in. He was on a special task force. He was working the pill mill kind of thing, all these illegal pills coming into Florida through the ports and from like the Midwest. And so he was tasked with finding suppliers, finding big sellers, how they're getting stuff in. That was his thing. Billy Kane, I believe, was his name, and he spent a couple hours with us just talking about everything and whatever. And so I have this on good authority. This is not third, second hand. This is straight from him. Told us that Rick Scott was way high up in facilitating and reaping some of the benefits of bringing in all these illegal pills and whatever into Florida. So he was like privatizing. He was buying pharmacies, I believe, and some of these smaller, like just minute clinic kind of deals. You just go in and they write you a script for whatever. He was buying those, or he was buying companies that were buying those, and then also buying ports privately. To bring in tanker ships that were not being listed and stuff. And when he brought this up to the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, she said, bye bye. This is above your pay grade. See you later. So don't trust them. Wouldn't be the first time she's shilling for the higher ups.
Wasn't she the attorney general when Epstein got caught in Florida the first time?
The first time?
Yeah.
I think so.
Pretty sure she was.
Who also just, he just got to come and go as he pleased for 9 hours a day.
I don't trust any of them.
No, but when the Epstein, these people would never, we can trust them. They're reformists or whatever. No, they're not. No, they're not. Absolutely not. This is, look, I trust the people that tell the truth and who are going to be like, this is what's really going on. And they have firsthand information. So this undercover trooper guy, he's boots on the ground.
Yeah.
From the horse's mouth.
Him, sure. But, like Pam Bondi, right? Like, I don't trust a bitch.
No.
At all.
And you don't even necessarily have a reason not to. Besides, like, some, obviously weird stuff with the Epstein case. But, I had this dude look me square in the eyeballs and go, it's all corrupt.
Yeah.
It's all corrupt. Them two in particular.
When you get into, like, pharmaceutical industry stuff, man, like, it is so crazy, and I said it, like, the last time we talked about Epstein. I was like, it's not even the politicians on the list that's the thing that they're trying to hide. What they're really trying to hide is the scientists, the pharmaceutical, stuff
weapons.
like that. Like, that's the thing that's crazy. Speaking of that, I found the article.
Nice.
California hospital concealed evidence leaking catastrophic surge in stillbirths to the COVID jab.
Oh, God.
Right? So
This
it's like,
is why we stop.
yeah,
Started hearing about this you got unplug.
it's depressing, but like all of this stuff, and that's not the first thing. HHS determines mRNA jabs prolonged COVID-19 pandemic, right?
Yeah, obviously.
All of the stuff that we talked about when we started this show, like 5 years ago, right? All of that stuff that we were like, yeah, this, that we got banned for shit, dude. Channels were nuked. One of my Discord, the shadow banned Discord was nuked. Discord was supposed to be like the place that you could just, go off the rails on the internet back in the day. That got nuked for medical misinformation, and all of that stuff has just been like trickling out in the last like year that it was actually true. And you don't hear any of that. You don't hear any of those two articles, headlines on Fox, CNN, MSNBC. None of those mainstream media article or places are talking about these things.
Yeah. And also, by now, there's going to be no outrage.
No, of course not, because the attention span is.
Well, it's interesting. Like Hunter Biden when he was on I guess maybe his second interview with that kid. Not kid. He's a man. And he's the man. These interviews are freaking awesome. He was talking about this like little quip, this whole story of the guy who he's, instead of just telling his neighbor that, or whatever it is, that his cat's dead, he tells him a whole bunch of other things about what happened to the cat first. So that way, when he says, well, the cat's dead, he's like, well, why didn't you just start with that? And he's like, well, it softened the blow.
Yeah.
So it's like all of this, like leading you on, giving you a little bit, and time, and just wasting your time just a little bit. And then finally, the cat's dead. And you go, oh, what? Well, I wish you would have just started with that. That's where we're at now, where it's like the jab was actually killing people more than COVID was, or it was prolonging it. You go, oh, I wish you would have just started with that. And no outrage, no like, hey, I don't even have my career anymore because of what you did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like desensitizing you slowly, right?
Slowly.
So that when the big thing happens or whatever, it's just like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
He was talking about that with Epstein, like just a little bit. Oh, we're gonna, and then but it's nothing, and then it's nothing, and here's the list, but it's the same list, and and then here's the security video, there's a minute missing, and here's the missing minute, but there's actually another one, and then by the end of it, you're just like, okay, all right, yeah, okay,
yeah, like Bill and Hillary Clinton got subpoenaed to go talk to go like testify or something about Epstein. This happened like yesterday or today.
yeah.
Right now, if that would have happened in 2020, it would have been like, what?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, now here we are, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares, dude.
Nobody cares. Hunter Biden says Epstein didn't kill himself.
Of course. Dude, I've come around to Hunter Biden a lot, dude. Like, I actually dig him, dude. Hey, dude, if Hunter runs for president, I might say we might have another Biden in the office, dude.
Jesus, bro. That's crazy, dude.
Or just have psychos in there.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, but no, it's definitely like, it's interesting, like how everything is just totally, and you see all this, what's going on with Obama right now. You seen any of this?
It's in the periphery. I've not dug real deep into what's going on with him, but
So all the Russia collusion stuff, now we knew it was a scam, right? Like it was obvious to us because we had already stepped out of the matrix by that point, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you
but
go, oh, that's an agent.
you know what I'm saying? But there's still like millions of people who really think that, the Trump Russia collusion thing was like a thing. Well, turns out it wasn't. Hate to break it to you guys. It also turns out that the Biden administration, including Barack Obama, or not the Biden, the Obama administration, including Barack Obama, knew that the intelligence that all of that predicated on was just faulty intelligence. They misrepresented a few words from one sentence in an intel report, and they knew that they were doing that, right? And now you see Tulsi Gabbard, she's out here, she's the director of national intelligence now, and she's dropping it. She's dropping all this stuff. And it's obvious, like there was a conspiracy, like an actual conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people, if you will, right? Treasonous, literally treasonous. All of this is coming out and nobody gives a shit.
That's because we want to know about the global elites. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, tell us about with RFK, and he's trying to do so many great things, or blah blah blah, whatever. It's like, tell us the vaccines were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say it. He's like, finally now the mercury is not in the vaccines, and a lot of them didn't have it to begin with. It's been phasing out over time, but like, say it. Say that all of those moms that have been on social media, and your neighbors and my neighbors that have been saying it's the vaccine, say, hey, it's the vaccines. They're not that safe. They're not safe and effective. Tell everybody that their businesses that closed down because of what everybody did was unnecessary. Like, that's what we don't care about. Red 40 anymore. We did, but now there's more pressing things, and you're talking about beef tallow.
Yeah.
Give us the stuff, dude. There's global elites, pedophile rings. A dude didn't kill himself. Some ladies in maximum penitentiary for trafficking nobody to nobody. And there's a minute missing with an Adobe Premiere freaking meta tag on it saying that it was raw footage. Give us the stuff. Nobody cares about Obama no more. You ain't the president.
Yeah. Well, this kind of ties into, you know, we talked about the Epstein thing, right? And everybody's like up in arms, like, oh, they're dropping the ball on this. And it's like, look, man, you know, even if they came out with all of the shit in the files and the list came out, like, you're only getting like just the top layer. They're just going to skim the top layer of foam off and hand that to you, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, sure, that'll be enough to like cause upset and protests and like people will think it's crazy, but you're never going to get like the chocolate that sank to the bottom of the cup, you know what I mean? Like you're just getting the tip, right? Well, the same thing goes with this vaccine situation, right? Like, sure, they're going to come out and it's going to be like, oh, you know, we goofed, right? Oops, oopsies on the COVID jab, right? But what they're not going to do is tell you that the 72 other ones that you give your babies before they're 6 months old are the reason that there's like autism through the roof and like all these other things. You see?
More than that, brother, they're never going to tell you that they already put it in the food.
That's a crazy thing, bro.
You know what I mean, dude?
Dude,
Oh, there's no mercury in it anymore. Great. Woohoo, yeah. No, dude. It's in your food already.
I've been talking about this lately to some people.
But you've been talking about this since the jab started.
That's
You're
true.
Like, they're going to put it in the food.
I have been talking about this since way back in the day, but like just recently I've been bringing up the mRNA in the food, right? Like the lettuce, the tomatoes, like there's a certain subset of food where that's already in there and it's already in the stores. And I've been telling this to people and like they have no idea, right? I think I was talking to my mom about it or something. Was I talking to my mom? Yeah, I was talking to my mom about the lettuce, the vaccinated lettuce. That's right. My sister was having a sandwich with lettuce, and I was like, you know, boom. And they were all like, what? You're crazy. And I was like, no. Like, you don't understand. Like, it's in the food now. So you could be the most gung-ho, like, I'm not getting it, right? You can never make me get it, right? That's what I was in 2020, right? I was like, I'm not getting it. But guess what, bro? You got it because it's in your food and you don't even realize it. And then I was watching this like C-SPAN, like they were in Congress or one of these fucking places. And the guy was like, yeah, this is a thing that's happening. And one of the questions was, is that legal? Is it legal to have your pharmaceutical lettuce on the shelf next to non-pharmaceutical lettuce? And the response was, it's not illegal. There's no law written on the books against it. So let's just do it.
It's not, you don't have to list ingredients added to the main ingredient or any other ingredients on the list to like enhance it or change that main ingredient. I can't remember what the term for that is. It's some other sort of thing, but it's like if you have salt and you and then some other ingredients in there, but you added calcium to it, it's another thing. You don't have to list that. Or if you have like some sort of makeup powder thing and it's got whatever ingredients in it, but you added magnesium to an ingredient to make it another ingredient, you don't have to list that. So it's like they could put, oh, it's treated with glyphosate. But was anything added to the glyphosate? Right. I don't have to tell you that.
This is the problem, man. Like, number one, government moves too slow, right? Now, some people make the argument, and I think it's a good argument, like it moves slow on purpose. So it takes a long time for them to like, you know, strip your freedoms away. They want to do some law that, you know, fucks us over. Like it takes them a long time to get that through. I understand that argument. But it just moves too slow in the sense where like the technology, the level that the technology is growing right now, right? Like they're putting mRNA in your lettuce. Okay. These old farts in Congress, they're not able to process and keep up with this kind of thing, let alone the 10 million other things that are happening every day. So, you know, how long is it going to be and how like inundated in all of the foods will this be before somebody comes up and they're like, oh, we can't do this anymore? It's going to be like 20 years down the road.
Yeah, and it needs to be the opposite way for certain things. It should be illegal to do anything to food, period. And then you have to get it to be legal to treat it with pesticides. You should have to like petition to get it legal to treat it with whatever that spray is that homie's putting on everything. It should be illegal to begin with to glue meat together with meat glue without letting everybody know this is not actually meat. It's some sort of synthetic glue. And then you get it legalized. But it's the opposite. And that's like, I don't know, maybe there should be like it's like you don't want all the government regulations, but then because there's no government regulations, you have psychos out there. And now I'm friggin' shilling for the government, dude. You see what they do to you?
I saw something the other day. I'm trying to find it. It said something like Bill Gates or somebody was approved to spray mRNA on the food now.
Sprayed mRNA on the food?
Yeah. Hold on, let me find this.
Bro.
Let me find this.
I'm going to prefer the bugs. Because it's going to be the only natural thing I can eat.
Spraying mRNA on crops is a novel approach to crop protection and enhancement, utilizing RNA interference, RNAi technology. This involves using small interfering RNAs or double-stranded RNA to silence specific genes in pests or pathogens, or even to enhance a plant's own defenses. The technology known as spray-induced gene silencing is being explored as a sustainable and environmentally friendly alternative to traditional chemical pesticides. You see, this is what I always say, bro.
Silencing genes, bro?
It's the save the puppies thing, bro. Like, we're going to pass this bill, save the puppies. Yeah, save the puppies. And deep down in there, it's like some nefarious thing. This is literally the technology known as spray-induced gene silencing is being explored as a sustainable and environmentally friendly alternative to traditional chemical pesticides.
Yeah. Guess what else is gene silencing? Funvax.
Oops. Oops.
Isn't that exactly what that is?
Oh my God, bro.
Isn't that exactly what Funvax is?
I didn't even know all that. I just remember seeing like a headline on a post and it was like, Bill Gates is spraying mRNA on the crops. And I just look it up and that's what we're talking about.
It's worse.
RNAi.
That's the thing, dude. We haven't even addressed vaccines as a thing. They already moved to RNA. Now they've got RNAi, and and now it's getting sprayed on the crops.
The RNA molecules can be delivered to plants through various methods, including foliar sprays, seed treatments, or even through genetically modified plants. This approach involves directly spraying the RNA molecules onto the plant surface.
I don't like it. I don't like it, dude. It's going to get in the air. Guess what the biggest organ on your body is?
Integration with nanotechnology. Researchers are exploring the use of nanotechnology to improve the delivery and stability of RNA molecules for SIGS, which is the spray-induced gene silencing. Okay,
Bro,
so
you're going to be eating technology.
You're eating nanobots that are also gene silencing nanobots. This is crazy.
This is out of a movie, bro. This is out of Black Mirror, for real. Like, this is science fiction garbage from the 80s.
They're doing it, man. Current research is also focusing on optimizing target gene selection, large-scale production methods, and delivery systems for spray-induced gene silencing. I'm trying to remember what that SIGS, spray-induced gene silencing. Okay. Potential applications: pest control, controlling insects like the Colorado. Okay, pest control, disease management, and enhanced plant traits, improving crop resilience to environmental stresses and increasing yields.
Aren't we against GMOs? Could this be more gene modifying?
This isn't gene modifying, bro. This is gene silencing.
genetically silenced organism. We're gonna have GMOs. This is gonna be GMO free, GSO free. Oh my god, dude! It's just, I just can't. I just want a burger, dude.
Science.org. See, they always package this up as it's a good thing. Science.org. Okay. This is like a big magazine. Okay. Science magazine. The perfect pesticide? Question mark? Like they just hit
The
you with
perfect
this.
anti-terrorist injection.
Oh my god, bro. Like what are we doing, man? This is why civilizations in the galaxy crumble, because schmucks in a laboratory, they're like, we could do this thing. We could play God. And then everything just gets out of hand because you can never factor in all the factors,
No.
right? We talk about this all the time, right? Yeah, sure the 5G is safe by itself in a controlled environment on like a cell. But when you throw in all the other waves that are hitting you, all the other frequencies and all the other stuff you're putting in your body and the RNAs and the GMOs, then what's the 5G doing to you, right? So it's the same thing, man. Like,
Bro, we have to make it legal to just kill bad guys. These people that are doing this stuff they're evil. They're maniacal. If you met them and knew them for a decade, they would have done something worthy of dying, and it's illegal for you to do anything about it. And it would have been a good guy. It would have been a good guy just done away with.
the science behind it. RNA pesticides began decades ago with some puzzling lab results. In the 1980s, researchers studying DNA were surprised to find they could effectively silence the expression of a gene if they added more copies of that gene. In one experiment, petunias were genetically engineered to have several copies of the gene responsible for their purple hue. The biologists had assumed the alteration would deepen the color. Just the opposite happened. Some of the flowers no longer had any pigment at all. How the additional genes silenced the original one was a mystery, but other researchers began to suspect it had something to do with RNA. Messenger RNA, mRNA, the genetic material that carries the information encoded by a gene to the cell's protein-making machinery, typically exists as a single strand. Sometimes, though, a strand combines with a complementary partner. In the 1990s, one hypothesis to explain gene silencing was that adding an extra gene somehow led to the production of a strand of complementary RNA. If the strand paired up with mRNA from the original gene, it might prevent cellular machinery from attaching to it and building the protein.
Wow. So the original one pairs with a copy instead of making more of that. Wow.
Vaccine shedding, anyone? mRNA shedding? You guys remember that?
Yeah. Bro, this is why nobody cares about the Obamas.
This is why.
Yeah, this is it. I'm saying no, it's this phenomenon where it's like we knew this. We know that they're spraying stuff. We know that they're blah blah blah. We know that they're injecting the food. We know that they're genetically modifying everything. We know that there's black budget programs. We know that we have no idea what we're eating. And then they come out and put this crap out there and we're like, "Well, yeah, I wish you would have just started with this."
Here's the thing, okay?
This is the 80s, brother.
I started a job recently, and it's a pest control job, okay?
Oh, no, you're part of the problem.
Listen, hold up. I looked at all the ingredients on the stuff that I'm spraying because I'm paranoid, right? Like, I don't want to be breathing in some crazy stuff that I can't pronounce, okay? I guarantee, bro, every one of the ingredients on the stuff that we're spraying is I know what it is. It's like clove oil, thyme oil, like it's all natural oils from things that I know what they are, right? And they work. I went to a customer's house today and I was like, hey, how you doing? How's the treatments going? And they're like, it's phenomenal. The lady was like, this is amazing. And she's like, I didn't think it was going to work. I'm not going to lie to you. She's like, but you guys come and like the mosquitoes are gone. And then, after like a few weeks, they start coming back and you come back and then boom, they're gone again. And I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, why aren't we just doing that? Why aren't we just spraying freaking clove oil and thyme oil on these crops? No, 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 no. We gotta do gene silencing pesticides.
Yeah. Why? Nobody can tell what it is. It's like if you spray clove oil on something, I can go and swab that, and there's clove oil. And okay, cool. Send it on through. I can go and swab that and say, what's this oil on there? Oh, something else. I can't swab this for nanotech gene editing software, hardware, whatever. And who knows? What's the long? I mean, we know what rosemary oil is. Rosemary's been around since friggin' Earth.
But that's what I'm saying, right? It's like natural. There's natural, like holistic ways to do this kind of thing. And you say why? I'll tell you why. Because it's not like they'll package it as, oh, we're doing it for pest control or we're doing it to get bigger yields on the crops, right? Again, it's always packaged in like a positive light, right?
Yeah, like we have a food shortage.
But everybody forgets the decade of vaccines. You remember talking about this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to read it to you.
That's your boy Will.
The Decade of Vaccines was a global health initiative launched in 2010 aiming to extend the benefits of vaccination to all people by 2020. Okay?
Benefits?
It was a collaborative effort spearheaded by organizations like the World Health Organization, UNICEF, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The initiative focused on increasing immunization coverage, particularly in developing countries, to prevent millions of deaths from vaccine-preventable diseases. Right? Again, package it in something positive. Prevent deaths from vaccine,
Yeah. Also prevent births in Africa.
When in stillbirths from the COVID. So listen, man, this is the whole thing. This is where you get into like the conspiracy side of it, right?
Bro, oh my God, you're right.
This is where you get into it, where it's like the reason
everybody dies, dude, but not everybody has to be born.
It's population control, man. It's eugenics, is what this is.
Oh my God, dude.
Springy's in the chat. What up, Springy? But yeah, bro, this is
you can't stop everybody from dying. You can prevent some deaths, but they're gonna die. But if you prevent births, that person never existed. Oh, and then God.
And look at the birth rates right now. The birth rates are just declining rapidly, like through the floor, right?
And they're always exploding in developing countries. That's who has the most kids, is developing countries, third world countries. They have friggin' 14 kids. Not anymore. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, when you really think about it, like step by step by step by step, you realize like, oh shit, like they're literally it's literally population control, right? And then they'll package it up as like, oh, pesticides, oh, RNA pesticides. Like, no.
Oh, we're trying to stop your kids from getting polio. It's like polio wasn't even affecting the Philippines that bad or whatever. I think it was the Philippines. And they go in there and start polio vaccinating everybody. And then autism just explodes. And now none of those autistic people are having kids. And also the birth rates drop. Bro. Population control, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These people are evil. And if...
Well, yeah, there's the whole economic angle from it too, like price of everything goes up. So it just like demoralizes people from having kids, right? How many people in our generation just like refuse to have kids because they just think it's too expensive. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's so many reasons that you could like list at how they're doing this population control situation. You know what I'm saying? But
bro.
real
That's
talk,
disgusting.
bro. Real talk, bro.
That is disgusting.
That's the plan. And look, now we're moving into the next generation of it. Now we're moving into gene silencing pesticides, right? And they'll tell us, "Oh, we're silencing the genes of the bug," right? Or we're silencing the gene of the plant so it
Spray
doesn't
it on the
produce
bugs.
so it doesn't produce the frequency that attracts the bugs, right?
Yeah,
But
no,
what
kill
they
the
won't
bugs.
tell you is that they're also silencing the genes. I mean, it could be anything. It could be anything. They could be
Anything.
silencing the gene that has the corn produce the nutrients that your body consume like
Yeah.
absorbs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Literally though, like these bugs, they're getting on the plants and eating the plants for nutrients. Not because they're trash. It's for nutrients. It's for vitamins and minerals. Bugs need them too. All we're gonna have is the stuff that flies eat, which is offage,
poop.
decay. That's it. We're gonna be flies. We're just gonna be I mean, that's kind of what we are. We're just eating trash all day.
Yeah. Yep.
Disgusting. I bet you that's how they see us too. Just flies. Ugh.
Yeah,
Disgusting
we're
flies.
useless eaters. That's what the elites consider us, man. Useless eaters. You know, all we are is just like, well, it depends on how deep down the layers you want to go, right? If you want to go real far down the rabbit hole and you want to get into what like the people in like the Saturnalia death cults believe, right? They believe that we're food. They believe that you and I are food, are whether it's your spiritual energy or whatever, like that is the food, right? The interdimensional psychic vampires are feeding off of the negative energies that you put off, right? That's if you go way down in the hole.
And we're so far down the hole, it ain't way down no more. Like if you were back at the top, you go, people that like or entities or the ability to feed off of negative energy, bro, we're so far down the hole that that's like probably going to be in the next science magazine. They're going to be like feeding off of energy waves.
It's good for you.
Yeah. Save the environment.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Dude, I was talking about this. Remember, we did like, I don't even remember, bro. This was like 5 years ago, like one of the first episodes we did. And I said something that I'll never forget. Like, you know, I come up with these quotes sometimes, right? And I was like, you're going to be an anti sprayer. You remember that? You remember that shit?
Bro, yes.
Like, and now, like, there's literally, I see it all the time, man, because you know I follow all these pages and shit. But it's like they're doing all this cloud seeding, they're doing all this weather modification, and they're doing it in the name of stopping climate change. And there's a whole group of activists out there who think that they're like, you know, doing something good when they're like touting this technology to stop climate change. This is why Matt Landman, who did the Frankenskies documentary that came on this show, right? That's why his organization is called Actual Activists, because he saw through this bullshit. He saw that the activists, right, who literally will anti-sprayer, right? They're the NPCs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like, are these organizations? There's this kid on Instagram, bro. I adore him. He's doing the Lord's work out there. He goes around and identifies by name paid activists.
I've seen that.
Bro, love him. Out there absolutely doing the work of the people. Save that guy. But like, are these organizations set up by NGOs and other companies to thwart the efforts of people who would get in the way of the funds, or are these like FBI, CIA, Intel infiltrated so that way they don't get real power? Or like how are so many I mean, literally every single movement gets hijacked by people who are actually against the movement. Like feminism was like this big, super powerful thing. It was this like whirlwind thing that was taking everything by storm and believe all women and all this kind of stuff. And then they're like, yeah, and trans women should be able to beat the hell out of actual women. And everybody's like, whoa, dude. Even feminists are like, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. Who let you in here? Who let you in here? Everybody's anti-pedophile, save the kids. And then they're like, but it's actually a sexual orientation. Everybody's like, whoa, dude.
Yep. They'll be
Hold
like,
on.
age
Who
is
let
just
you
a
in
number,
here?
bro.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Yep.
So it's like the movements, they get super big, and then some nutcase gets in there with the microphone and the megaphone and just like, ah! And then all of a sudden that movement just dies. It's every single time. Trump was doing the whole big thing, and then all of a sudden feds are telling him to storm the capitals, and the whole thing dies.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know, I would argue that they, the parasite class, right, the deep state, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, right, like they start these organizations knowing full well what it's going to evolve into, you know, 10, 20, 30 years down the road. Like there's a long roadmap that's planned out. It's a psyop. It's literally a psyop. You know, they'll be like, yeah, we'll start whatever movement, you know, climate activists, right? And at first, you know, that first wave of climate activists, you know, it's probably on point. I mean, I don't know. I don't do enough research into that to know for sure, but I'm sure like 'cause it was plastics in the ocean and pollution and things that are like legit, right? Like go out there and protest the pollution. It's fucked, right? But they know that they'll be able to like psychologically manipulate the NPCs over time with this information to the point to where they come in there and, you know, a few decades down the road, they're shitting on you because you're anti-chemtrails. We need the chemtrails. We have to
Exactly.
block out the sun.
Yeah. But and it's like, okay, all right, no. No. Actually, no, I'm not an environmentalist anymore, if that's what it is. Same with like animal activists or whatever. It's like, oh, stop all the animal cruelty. Bro, watch videos of how they treat livestock. You go, oh, that's awful. Heck no, I don't like that. And then they're, you know, throwing pig's blood or animal blood on people. I'm not with that either. So that whole movement dies. And now I'm like, I'm going to eat steak. Or you got like environmentalists that are like, save the trees, man, or whatever. It's like, all right, yeah, I do want to save the tree. I do want to save the Amazon. But then you got people spiking trees so that loggers, you know, they're suffering horrible wounds from cutting into trees that are spiked. And it's like, who let you in? You're not helping this at all. You're not helping it at all. Everybody's going to write off the movement, and the thing's going to be, you know, it's going to be a parking lot and a hotel in a month because you spiked the trees. It's like, whose side are you on?
It's part of the psyop, dude.
Bro, everything is like, it's everywhere you look. I was just listening to that lady on Tucker Carlson talking about the Oklahoma City bombing and like how there were like these white nationalist right-wing groups that were kind of just in their little infancy, just little groups of dudes at bars and going to gun shows or whatever. And then the FBI rolls in and starts fomenting things and propping these things up and getting people all riled up and radicalized and everything like that. Oh, we're going to infiltrate for intel. They're not doing intel. They're sitting there bolstering these things up, turning them into a boogeyman, blowing up a building, and then going, oh, we have to react. Oh, we have to do something. Everything's infiltrated.
Problem, reaction, solution, man.
It's like, what kind of civil rights movement gets hijacked? It's like, oh yeah, equal whatever. And then it's like, white people are the devil and we shouldn't have families anymore. Who let you in? What are you talking about?
Problem,
It's
reaction,
crazy.
solution, man. You know, it's the Hegelian dialectic, man. This is how they keep control of the masses.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You
know.
can never get a movement going.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
There's
You
no
know,
proletariat rising.
there was a time back in the day where I was like really contemplating joining one of these like 3%er, you know, militias, right? Like, cause you know, number one, like, the training would be sick, training with the boys, right? Going out on these hikes and just like tactical training and like just in case and like having your prepper community, like all of that sounds great. And then you realize like, oh, wait, like most of those 3%er groups get, like infiltrated by the feds.
Heavily.
You know what I'm saying? And then like half of those guys go to prison for the rest of their lives just because
Yeah.
like some crazy shit, some fake email goes through, and next thing you know, it's like they categorize your whole movement as like a terrorist organization. So
They
once I
don't
started
need, yeah, they do
catching
all
on to
that.
that, I was like, no.
No, dude, it's not worth it. The Fed's gonna get in there. Some dum-dum, some smooth brain's gonna get talked into doing something crazy. You're gonna be there on the security camera with them. You have no idea what's going on. And you're like, whoa, who let that guy in? I mean,
Yep.
it was the Feds.
Yep.
That's
Just
who
like
let him in.
just like January 6th, bro. 80-year-old grandmas walking in between the velvet ropes in the Capitol building peacefully, literally. Cops let them in. You know what I'm saying? And then come to find out there's what, 27, I think, uh, undercover agents, and some of them led the charge into the Capitol building,
Yeah,
right?
got that lady shot in the face.
Got that other lady shot in the face, like
Unarmed.
grandma's going to prison,
Oh, all the violence and the violent protesting, and I was so scared. Unarmed lady got shot in the face.
You remember OnlyFeds?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying,
Bro, they did this everywhere. They infiltrate this stuff, and then yeah, you can never get a movement rising. The people that are in power, they have a system set up. This is why like big companies hate unions, but the unions are even infiltrated. It's like you can't even reform a union and be like, you know what? No, unions should be a good thing. As workers, we should all get together and like demand that the people that are employing us fair and competitive wages, and they're not constantly trying to like just reduce their bottom line. So that no, everybody hates unions, hates them, unless you're in one. And even when you're in one, you don't like that either. It's like you still can't get ahead. It's like you can never. It's frustrating when you look at the whole picture and you go, man, if we could just. But no, it'll never happen.
Yep.
Texas is going to secede, and then half of California moves to Texas. It will never.
This is what I've been talking lately about, like we talk about the Great Reset all the time and stuff like that, Agenda 2030 and all this. And, there was a time where, I was like racking my brain, like, how can we stop this? Like, and then I would think to myself, like, oh, there's an awakening happening. Like, people are waking up to this Great Reset situation. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to do this. Too many people know about it. It's, it's too on the nose, all this type of stuff. And maybe I'm just getting blackpilled by the whole thing. But I've been talking about this recently. Like, it's going to happen, right? Like, there is no stopping it. Nothing stops this train, bro. Right? Like, it's happening. They prophesized it to happen, and they will make it happen. And then the only way that you're going to make it to the other side of these resets is by almost like playing both sides in a way, right? Like, you need to be aware of what's happening. You need to be cautious about what's happening, but you also need to hedge your bets, and go in on it. And like, that's the thing, right? It's kind of like what I talked about before the last election, right? Where I made a joke. I was like, I'm going to put all my money on Camel Face Harris winning, right? Because if you do that, it's a win-win situation, okay? If you put all your money on Camel Face and she wins, you make bank. If you put all your money on Camel Face and she loses, well, you got Trump instead, which is a win if you look at the two, right? So it's like you win either way, right? So this is why I always talk about Bitcoin too, right? Where it's like, I am under no like I understand what Bitcoin is on a deeper level. I know that it was probably some NSA, CIA set up thing. It's a digital currency, right? Now, I understand also that it's decentralized and all these other aspects, right? But when we move through the next reset and they do away with the fiat monetary system, right? You're going to live in a world where you have coin or you have no coin. And if you have coin, you're going to be way better off than if you have no coin. You can't stop it. So you might as well get you some coin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because it's the same deal. It's like either the dollar gets really strong again, and sweet, dollar gets strong again. I've got dollars. Awesome. Or the dollar gets really weak, I got Bitcoin. Sweet.
yeah.
Win either way.
You
And
win either
that's
way.
what the elites do. That's what the elites do. They go, you know, and that's what all these shadow agencies and stuff do. They go, okay, we infiltrate and we foment some things, and if it doesn't if they don't get radicalized and blow up a building or shoot up a whatever, then sweet, we show how we thwarted these things and we get more power. Or they go nuts and they blast up something, or they infiltrate something, or they shoot up a place, or they blow up a thing, and then we get more power because now we have to stop that.
Yeah.
Win-win. Always a win-win for them. Always a lose-lose for the uninformed individual.
Pretty much, man. Yeah. So
Always,
now we
dude.
just got to figure out how do we hedge our bets against the pharmaceutical vaccinated foods, the RNA and the SIGS, whatever it was called, right?
Here's how you do it. Okay. You got to get healthy. You got to reduce the amount of, you got to improve your engine, right? Your ability to fight things off. We got to get as holistic. I mean, you got to look and search for the good quality things. You got to get blood work done so you know what you're deficient in, because your body, I believe your body's a lot like the earth. The earth, you can tamper with it. You're not destroying it. It's not going to happen. And it's going to correct whatever you're doing. It's going to. You're going to be, oh, we're going to spray and make the sun, make everything all cloudy so that way we can reduce the global temperature. You're going to then reduce the energy capabilities that you're able to even get up there with, or whatever. It's going to correct. And it has the ability to do that. It's got an amazing filtration system to just be able to, whatever you throw at it, it's going to get through it. Your body's a lot like that when it's healthy. You got to have a healthy body. There's a dude, Lane Norton. Sorry, let me just finish this one last point. There's a guy, Lane Norton. He's a food scientist, or not a scientist. He's into food science and stuff. But he's talking about like chicken and meats and stuff that are treated with hormones and stuff. And he's basically like, no, it's not great, but your body is intelligent enough to detect that those things shouldn't be in chicken or whatever. Those things are not native to your body, and it pulls them out. Your gut, all the vasculi or whatever they're called in there, your intestine, your whole body is like this big filter just to get all the things that it doesn't need out. And the better your body is at filtering that, the more impervious you are to contaminants that are in there. So yeah, it's not great. It's really not great if you're not healthy, i.e. sick people during COVID. But if you're healthy, you can shake most things. You don't have to worry about it as much. To be healthy.
Yeah, it just gets weird when you talk about gene editing and gene silencing, right? It's like there's no amount of
There's no filter in that.
there's no amount of cranberry juice and whatever
No.
else that's gonna stop that.
No.
Yeah,
you're talking tech. You got foreign bodies lodged in your system, bro. I mean,
nanotech gene silencing, like, ugh.
what even? I mean, that even as a sentence is just.
It sounds so crazy, bro. They're spraying nanotech gene silencing on your food, and it's like, what are you talking about, bro? That's like,
do they have to tell you? Is the next level of that? It's like, are you even gonna know? Can you cook it off?
Well, I'm gonna say no, bro. You know about the estrogen in the water, right?
Of course, yeah.
Right? Like, there's so many women on birth control. They pee in the water, right? The water goes through the filtration systems. It doesn't get filtered out.
No.
Even the process that the earth has for filtering the water out, right? Evaporating and then raining, even that doesn't remove the estrogen from the water, right? And then you got everybody drinking the water. Your Brita's not taking it out. Your Pelican reverse osmosis system's not taking it out. Nothing is removing the estrogen from the water. And then you look around, you see how many freaking soy boys there are. You got dudes who think they're chicks, like all this stuff that's happening. this is what I'm talking about. They get to a point with their little science experiments where they go beyond what nature can correct.
Yeah, dude. What you were saying before, or what you're saying right now, where it's like they'd have no idea what the downstream effects of this are. It's like this was all using the birth control and all these hormone things, right? This is all part of the like unintended consequences, and then the end result is so much worse
Yeah.
in most cases. Like this, they present it as like, oh, this is women, this is freedoms, sexual freedom and whatever, and you don't have to worry about getting pregnant and all that kind of stuff, and all the health hazards of being pregnant. It's like most women don't die during pregnancy. Most women, they're pretty much fine. The side effects of birth control and other like hormone modulators that they just put women on. You should be fine, dude. It's insane the sides that they get, and then you have to be on SSRIs, or you have to be on antidepressants and all kinds of like these mood. So you get hormone modulator, mood modulator, and then that's affecting your blood. So now you can be on blood thinners or insulin or what. Dude, it gets insane. All that stuff gets secreted out into the water. Dudes end up drinking a bunch of it. They get soy boys, and now you're repulsed by men to begin with. You don't even need the friggin' birth control because you're not sleeping with nobody.
Corrupted medical societies push SSRIs for pregnant women in defiance of FDA.
Jesus.
What?
Yep.
What the fuck?
What? Read
Yeah,
that
when
again.
you said it, and it made me remember. Corrupted medical societies push SSRIs for pregnant women in defiance of FDA.
Oh my gosh, what
The
does that mean?
pharmaceutical industry talking points that America's very own, I don't even know how you say that, provider, blah, 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 which can be counted on to impressively get almost everything medically related wrong all the time, is currently parroting, laundered through medical, social, hold on, let me get to the point. Hold on. Nearly 1 in 5 pregnant women and new moms in this country suffer from anxiety and depression. And 6 to 8% of pregnant women are prescribed a group of antidepressants called selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs.
What did I just say, brother? What did I just say, dude?
That's why you said it,
That's
and I
what I'm
was like,
saying,
ah,
dude.
I
I
remember
didn't
reading
even
this.
need to study.
I remember
You
reading
already
this.
know, dude. This is what's crazy, and they'll just throw that at you like, oh yeah, no, this is for your benefit, and all women should be on this, and this is safe, and there's nothing dangerous about this at all. Yeah, right, dude.
Quote, untreated or undertreated depression during pregnancy carries health risks such as suicide, preterm birth, preeclamps, pre-
Preeclampsia.
Preeclampsia.
preeclampsia, and low birth weight, unquote. The Society for Maternal Fetal Medicine wrote in a statement late last month.
Yeah, that's not that common though.
So they're packaging this SSRI for pregnant women as like a positive thing. Like, oh, it's mitigating the risks of depression during your pregnancy. It's like, bro, you have a being inside you. Your hormones are going to be all fucked up. You're going to be all jacked, right? Like, let's just be real, okay?
Yeah. And eat a bunch of sugar. Yeah, that's not going to mess you up. Eat ice cream as much as you can. And then wonder why you're not healthy and your hormones are all over the place. Every endocrine disruptor that you could possibly ingest, do that.
Quote, depression is a recognized medical condition requiring intervention and treatment.
Yeah.
Pregnancy can worsen existing health problems, including psychiatric disorders such as depression and anxiety. Untreated or undertreated, and then it goes into the next quote that I just read a minute ago.
This is where you get Canadians and some other these Scandinavian countries that are like, life can be dangerous. Kill yourself.
Yeah,
We'll do it for you.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, living can be bad for your health. Kill yourself.
Odin says, look at the issues with Teflon, the nonstick pan compound. It's insane. Yeah, I forget the
Safe
number.
for cooking. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
There's something about like, I forget the number, but it's like super insanely small amount of Teflon. Like if you consume it, like it's super, what's the word, man? Like it causes cancer, basically. Right? It's
Carcinogenic.
carcinogenic. Thank you. And the crazy part is like almost every utensil that you use for cooking to stir in your pans scratch the Teflon.
I'm down to wood now.
Even the wood is
Even the
probably,
wood, yeah. But I'm trying to get some hex clads. I'm trying to get some stuff. But what was the alternative though? Why did we go to Teflon? Go ahead and say it. Because iron is going to get little scrapings of iron and stuff, and the food's going to stick, and burnt food is carcinogenic, and little traces of that's going to get in. So let's give you neurotoxic chemicals instead. It's worse.
And then you think about the non-stick plastic utensils. I mean, we use them. The non-stick, those leach microplastics,
Try to use the wood ones as much as
right? Yeah, they don't burn, but they're leaching they're like the plastic is like off gassing itself, right? Like into your food and shit all the time. You know what we got to do, babe? We got to get rid of all the pans and all the non-stick shit. We're going to get nothing but wood utensils, and I'm talking natural. Like we're going to go out there and we're going to cut down a fucking spruce tree.
bamboo.
Bamboo's fine, probably, maybe, I don't know. We're going to get bamboo utensils and we're going to cook everything on stones. You seen that where you go to the restaurant?
Dude, get some stone. Yeah, dude, you can. That's the thing. You can. You can cook in a stone pot. You can cook in cast iron. You can cook in anything. Literally. Dudes are out there making YouTube channels, millions and billions of dollars of just like, oh yeah, I got this like cast iron thingamajig and I put some butter in it. Regular butter, nothing super crazy about it. It doesn't stick. What have we been doing for all of human history? Using natural oils and butters and fats and crap, or salting the pan first and then cooking in it.
You know, Teflon was invented by NASA, which was invented by occultists and Satanists
And Nazis.
and Nazis.
We hate Nazis.
We hate Nazis.
He is Jewish.
You are Jewish.
I am Jewish. I hate Nazis. I am Jewish and FBI, so I both love and hate Nazis. Because the FBI and the government hired the Nazis to be part of NASA. So I don't know how to feel about them, actually. I'm in the middle. Nazis?
That's crazy.
Dude, this is the kind of thing. This is where you can't get a movement going again. It's like you can't even get anti-Nazis or you can't get anti-Israel. You can't get anything. You can't get anti-anything. Nothing can ever start. We're not in no chips on the board are moving. You got the government who hires the Nazis to come over here, Operation Paperclip, and then creates Israel. What are you doing?
Problem, reaction, solution, baby.
What are you doing? It's like, we got to get in that war. Hitler's doing bad things. He's exterminating people. Let's make them a country. Let's hire the Nazis and hide the fact that Hitler actually lives in Argentina.
Then we'll drop a nuke on Japan, which will make every other country want nukes.
After
so that
they surrendered.
later, after they surrendered, we drop a nuke on them, and then everybody else needs a nuke now because we dropped a nuke. So now they got to have nukes, and then now that they have nukes, that gives us a reason to go bomb them because they got nukes.
So we can start a war wherever we want, whenever we want.
That makes sense.
We don't even need to know you have one. We'll just make it up. Oh,
Hegelian
people aren't
dilemma.
going to believe that? Fly a plane into a building and then find the ID in the ash.
There was no planes. Remember? The Moore said there was no planes.
There's no planes, there's no buildings, there's no nothing.
Yep, just like there was no nukes in Iran.
Just like there's no direct energy weapons. There's no
chemtrails.
chemicals in the water. There's no
Yep.
chemtrails.
Yep.
Vaccine safe and effective.
Trust the experts.
There's weapons of mass destruction.
Trust the experts, everybody. The Epstein list doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. He didn't kill himself.
Didn't kill himself, according to Hunter. Anyways,
Who thought that Hunter Biden would be a freaking voice of reason in 2025?
jeez, maybe he's been right the whole time.
Bro, he is right, dude. You understand. You make your money. You make your money. You don't sell out your family. Those are good qualities. Okay, he's a hustler, and he is 100% dedicated to the family. He knows the conspiracies. He smokes crack. Those are good things. Dude's a national hero.
What's not to love?
He's a model citizen, dude.
What's not to love? You know, I think next week I want to get into some. I'm gonna try to do some research on like the numerology thing, man, because I don't want to get off on a whole another hour-long tangent. I don't know why I just thought about this.
No, but check this, dude. There's one thing I didn't get to share. The things that I had, or the other thing that I
Oh,
had.
yeah,
But,
okay.
dude, check this out real quick, because this goes right into I think what you're talking about. Even though I completely cut you off and I don't know what you're talking about, I apologize. So this is Kazakhstan.
Very
Look at-
nice.
Hold on, hold it. Very nice door. Look at that, brother. What do you think that is,
That's a Tartarian archway, bro.
bro? This is in Tartaria.
That's
This
crazy.
is prime real estate. Look at that, dude. That is not naturally occurring.
I wonder what's under the ground.
Bro, get the scans out, man. Get the scans out.
That's insane. There's
Is the grid all messed up now?
no, it's
Okay, cool.
hold on. Hold on. Actor
Yeah.
Kelly Mack from The Walking Dead dies at 33.
Oh, I've been seeing her picture everywhere. Is that who that is?
How'd she die?
How'd she die? I don't know, but 33 is a very important number.
There's a lot of 33 happening right now, brother.
33 is a very important
There's
number.
a lot. Somebody
to the
died on
occult.
that guy went on the 33rd floor, shot that dude at Blackstone.
Oh.
She dies at 33.
She was on The Walking Dead and Fox's 911. Dead at 33. So I think this week I'm going to do some digging into the numbers, the numerology, the gematria, all of that stuff a little bit, because with all of the like celebrity, I'll call them sacrifices that have happened in the last like couple of weeks, right? You got Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, right?
A lot.
You have this chick, that was on 911 and The Walking Dead, who's dead at 33, right? You have like, there's just weird stuff there. My conspiracy brain is like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah. There's like a famous, I think of like a bunch of other celebrities died at like the same or killed themselves at the same age.
27.
27?
Yeah, 27.
2, 7, 9.
Yeah, see, I don't know what that. You just add
I mean,
numbers up.
seven's a number. That's a
Yeah.
significant one.
Yeah.
2 is also the binary, and then 9 is the highest energy number. Or like I think I remember my brother was saying like the number system starts at 9.
I remember hearing something about this. I got to figure out.
I gotta call him, bro. We got to get him as a guest on. We're gonna do a numerology, and then we got to get him on after that and start talking like energy levels and numbers and how they're significant, because it's pretty fascinating, because he found the scientific documents that have been declassified that show that we've been researching that with your tax dollars.
And we don't
It's
know.
not
about
like some frou-frou. This is going to be another level of the thing, though, man. This is how this whole podcast started, at least with me and my journey on this is like, be like, yeah, numbers, there's something there, but I don't really know. And then here come the scientific documents, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not just like ladies who are into crystals. Like, this is real.
Yeah. Real stuff.
And then I'm going to
man.
find out crystals are an actual thing. And like, oh my gosh, dude, the crystals and the numbers and the shapes, and now it's shapes and energy, and we're just energy that is in a shape.
Crystals are a real thing, man.
Yeah, they're
That-
sitting
that-
next to one.
No, well, like the whole like energies in the crystals thing, like that's a real thing, man.
Yeah, he's been telling me this stuff, and I'm seeing it, and I'm like, I knew there's something to it. These are like highly organized structures that are like patterns. So there's some sort of energy wave going through them to create these things. They're in like predictable patterns. So there's some sort of fractal happening there. What is that?
Yeah,
How's that naturally occurring?
they hold energy, like literally. And then you could say that in like the woo, like new agey term, but like literally, like we were talking to Mike Oliver last week on Infinite Rabbit Hole, and you know he's got this whole thing that, dude, you got to watch that shit. That shit's insane. This guy made his own GPT and like cracked the code of the universe. It's insane, bro. Like it's wild. And yeah, he was like, we were like talking to the AI during the show and like asking it questions, and it was like breaking down, you know, quantum physics and like all this type of shit. It was just insane. But yeah, even the GPT was like, yeah, bro, the crystals, like, I forget how I worded it, like it harnesses all of the information that's in light, right? And it's like a save file basically for that information. So that energy, right? So there's something there, man. That's some real shit.
Exactly. I'm only scratching the surface on it now, but you know, it's going to be, eventually it's going to be something crazy again. I'm going to be down the road being like, dude, you remember back in 2025 when I didn't really understand crystals?
Yeah, bro. You're going to be like wearing like 12 different crystals.
Yeah, dude, with those head contraptions with the crystal in the front and whatever. And it's going to be me. Like, this is the only way to get to the next level, bro.
That's funny, bro.
All right.
Well,
Well,
we've been at it for a while. Let's get off of here. Let me tune out. I got a mill sim to play in a little bit.
yeah, I got to eat dinner.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by.
If you got cool numerology things or energy number things, follow us on Facebook, Shadowban Podcast. Drop some stuff on there. Start us a Reddit or something. Just message me, whatever, so we can go check it out because, you know, we're all adults here. We're all busy, but everybody's got time on the toilet. Drop us some stuff while you're on the bowl because we read it. I get the messages in Facebook all the time. I see them. I go, ooh, snap, dude. So I don't like going on Facebook. So we're on Instagram. We're wherever.
Yep. You'll find us. We're out there. We'll see y'all
Shadowban
later.
Pod.
Springy,
Bye-bye.
I'm coming, bro. I'm loading in right now, brother. Shut her down. Hit the button.